a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Okay, welcome back, everyone, to the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel, where my goal is to answer that question or make that connection. And this is our date night. So we are taking callers live on air, giving them free mini readings. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, follow on YouTube, and certainly keep an eye on the Facebook of Colby Rebel Medium so that you can be sure to be in the know when we are going live with date night. So let's not waste any time and let's bring in Katie. Let's welcome Katie. Hi, Katie. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. What can I do for you tonight?
Well, I would really like to connect with my mom or whatever spirit.
Okay, great. Okay, so let me kind of work here for a second. Let me see who I have. So there is a woman stepping through, Katie, but let me kind of talk about her to see if this resonates as mom for you. I get a lady that there's just such a sweetness to her. I don't know. I feel like there's such a feeling of wanting to kind of help people, wanting to be there for people. There's really a sense of like always going out of her way to be there, lending a helping hand, that sort of thing. Does that resonate around mom for you, Katie?
Mm-hmm.
And Katie, mom gives me a lot of color for some reason. I don't know if mom just loved a lot of color in the house, but she keeps giving me like colors, flowers, that sort of thing around her. So would you understand that around mom? Flowers, colors, patterns, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Okay. Because she really, she gives me that, but she also, there's something kind of quirky about mom. I just feel like she was like pleasant. There's like a real kind of, I don't know, there's something in her voice. The energy I get from her is uplifting. Like I feel like mom is just uplifting when I'm around her, you know, that sort of thing. Would you understand that with mom?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm kind of curious, do you resonate to a P name in the family, in the living or in spirit? Peggy, Pam, something like this? Okay. Oh, really? A lot of P. Okay, because all she's doing is giving me P names. Peggy, Pam, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Okay. My sister's Peggy and my brother's PJ and my dad's PJ.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so I feel like mom is acknowledging. Mom's in one fell swoop wanting to acknowledge the family. And I feel like with mom, she really gives me the feeling like she was the doer in the house, like always around, kind of cleaning up a lot. Like, I don't know. I feel like your mom's always wanting to clean up the house. Like there's just something like she doesn't want a messy house. I don't know. Like, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I also get to, it is a lot of fun because I feel like since mom really shares with me where she's so loved by everyone that I feel like when she transitions, it's very difficult for the family. It's just very difficult for all of you. Like there's just this major shift that has happened. Do you understand that within the family dynamic? Mm-hmm. It really is just, I want to say it's like just not the same. Like your mom has such a spark to her. There is such a beautiful spark to her. And I feel like she just loved she was able to get everybody together, you know, whereas now it's like, we get together, but maybe it's a little difficult. It's a little harder, but she could snap her fingers and everybody was coming over.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She gives me the feeling, did you recently, I'll tell you what she gave and then it's weird. We'll have to make sense of it. She just showed me, I don't know, it's weird. She showed me like a salad, like maybe a macaroni salad or a pasta salad. It seems so weird. Did you just make something like that? Or
No, I just actually got back from the doctor and they told me to
eat salad.
I need to go gluten-free. No, so I won't be eating any more pasta.
Oh, that's so. Yeah. Did we recently have a family gathering or something where we did come together?
Yeah.
Like more recent.
Okay. Yeah, we just had my son's birthday. Birthday party.
Okay, got it. Because I feel like that's what she's more referencing. It felt like it was a salad or something that was brought to a gathering. So that's why I thought there was a gathering. That's what she's giving. And it could just be a sign for it, but she's showing me or recognizing this gathering. Okay. And I feel like to just let you know that she was there with it. She was there in the moments of the gathering. Okay. And she's also giving me a feeling where I just feel like she would dote on her grandbabies. Like, I think she loved being a grandmother. And so she really gives me the sense of doting, like really making an effort to go to their games and show up for their events. Like, she really shows like she was there. She really gives me the sense of like trying to be there for everyone. And I do feel like for her, there's also, see, again, I know we've got his birthday. Did one of the kids have an accolade, like either graduation or they did something really well? Like, she's kind of giving me an applause around this. So can we connect to that for one of the kids as well?
I think, Liam got a medal for his he was in an all-star baseball game. He was very
that's
excited.
it. Okay, that's it. Yes, the letter, right? So that's right. That's an accolade. We're gonna take it. And just know that she was there with it, okay? She just gives me the feeling of letting you know that she has been there and she has been around, okay? And I feel like, she's just sharing with you. She's sharing with you a feeling of, I just feel like it's not easy for you. I feel like, sometimes it's just, you feel like you were so close, or she makes me feel like she was so close to you and you were close to her, and that we always were chatting. We were always talking, always connecting. And so it's almost like, after she passes, it's like you're lost. Like you're kind of wanting to pick up that phone because she's your go-to and she's not there. The other thing though is your mom just showed me a cup, like a teacup. I don't know if we have a teacup set or a coffee set or something like that she would have had that maybe came from even grandmom. Do you know, does that ring a bell, or do one of you have a hutch in your house or something around that?
Not that I can think of right now.
Oh, and it
always
got it's she's showing me cups, like I'm drinking cups.
Yeah, she always drank coffee morning, noon, and night.
Okay, I would see too, there's even, I feel like there's even a butterfly connection. So I feel like, butterflies are a sign from her, but also there might have even been a cup with a butterfly on it, or you have a cup with a butterfly on it. So I would open up that cupboard to see. Because she's giving me that. And so just know also, when you smell coffee, like every once in a while you may get a scent, that know that that's her. She's not a big perfume person, so I guess it's coffee. So just know that when you smell the coffee, just know that that is her. Okay. And then the other interesting thing is, I don't know why she's giving me the sense of powder puff. Is there, do you know if there was a powder puff that she had, or a powder container, or a connection to powder somehow, or your grandmother? Your grandmother kind of wants to come in too, Katie, which is really interesting.
No,
not that I can connect to. Okay. So just keep an eye on that. Let us know in the comments if that comes up, if there's a connection to your powder, like there's a sense of powder or a powder puff.
Okay.
Or compact that would have been mom's. There's something here, like you don't have anything that's a little mirror that would be mom's that you kept. What about your sisters?
No, it was funny because she used to, like, years and years and years and years ago, she worked for like Mary Kay.
Oh, that's what it is. And that's what it is. Oh gosh, Katie. Sorry. That's what it is. Okay. So that's fine. So just know with mom, it's something like, what's interesting is, even though she might have worked for Mary Kay, this doesn't feel like, you don't know, she doesn't feel high maintenance to me for some reason. She feels very low maintenance. Like, you know, this wasn't necessarily her path, but she did it, you know? And I wouldn't even been surprised as towards the end, she just really didn't want to fuss with makeup, but she just gives me the feeling of like, let me just be. So, but she shares with me a sense of like letting you know how much she is around you. So I really want you to start to kind of say, have I seen the butterflies? Am I seeing the butterflies? And know that that is absolutely her sign for you. Okay. Have you noticed any? Have you looked, paying attention?
Not butterflies, but hearts. We always gave her the sign for hearts. And recently my son, my youngest, has been like, we literally just drove past our old condo before I got on, and he was like, Mom, Grandma's giving us hearts in the trees. There's so many hearts in the trees. And I was like, what? And I'm like, and I looked up and I said, oh,
and then you saw,
this is her old condo.
Oh, that's great. But pay attention to the butterflies. Tell them, I'm promising you she's showing me butterflies.
Okay.
All right. And then I want you to put it in the comments when you see them.
Okay.
Okay. So know that the butterflies are there. But again, she shares her love. She gives her love. And it really is just keeping the family close. I think that that's her one big goal is, you know, for everybody to stay close and to really make that effort to bring the kids together. Like, she thinks that that's really important. And to know that she's watching them and to remind them that she's watching them. Okay. And I'll leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
You too.
All right, everybody. Let's bring on another guest here. How about Michelle? Hi, Michelle. How are you today?
Hi, Colby. I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. What can I do for you today?
Well, I would love to hear from my parents.
Okay, great. All right.
But I have to share with you
Yes.
that Erin is my sister, and you've already talked to them.
Oh, goodness. Well, that is so funny. Well, to be honest, you two really look alike, too. So that's pretty interesting, huh? Okay, well, here's the great part about this, Michelle, that I love. What's really great is a lot of times they're going to come in, but it's also your perspective. So there may be different things of how you remember something versus how your sister may have remembered it, right? So That's going to be a lot of fun. But let me just kind of work with them to see who comes in and what we get around them. There's a feeling, again, I think where the family dynamic is very, very tight. I don't know. There just gives me the sense of the family being very tight knit. So you understand that as well with mom and dad. Like, you felt very included, one with them, that sort of thing. You understand that. Yes. I feel like, it's so interesting. They really, I just feel like they loved all of their kids so much that they wouldn't really pick one over the other. Like, there's like, no, these are our kids. Like, there's, that sort of thing. It is interesting because mom comes in first for you, Michelle. Mm-hmm. So I really get mom first. And I'm wondering if it's like a situation too where you took care of mom or with mom a lot towards the end. Were you kind of physically with her a lot or physically visiting her a lot?
Yes, we all were.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. She gives me the feeling where you're such a caretaker. She just gives me the feeling like either you were trying to really make sure things were right or kind of almost like, I don't know, out of all the sisters, it's funny. I mean, I don't know if you're more of the, I don't know, how do I say that? Maybe detail oriented. I don't know if that's maybe, where you want things to be really right, that sort of thing. It makes me feel like you want them to be kind of, you're a little bit more particular about things. Would that resonate? Okay. I'm going to bring on your sister. I see her still in the studio. So how about we bring her in and have you both here? Is that okay?
That's all
right. Look at that. I got Erin here laughing away about her sister. Okay. So that's funny. So now we got two sisters here. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. But it is. I feel like, ladies, like your family, it's like, there's also a little like, I don't know, there's fun with your parents. I don't know. I just feel like there's fun with them. I feel like sometimes there's a little bit of spontaneity with them. Like, okay, let's do this or we're going to do that. It's like there's a playfulness with them as well. Like they're just playful or they would participate and that sort of thing. Like they knew how to laugh. They knew how to laugh at themselves. They knew how to laugh at everybody. Like it's fun. It feels fun and fun loving. Do we understand that?
Yes.
But what is interesting, I feel like both of them had health issues, though. Is that correct? Would we understand that with both of them?
Yes.
So I'm not really feeling like one is unexpected. I feel like, well, we dealt with one and we're dealing with the other, that sort of feeling. And they feel close. That feels kind of close together to me. And so I don't know how close that was, but it's to me, how close is it between mom and dad passing? I'm just kind of curious because to me, it felt like we dealt with one and then now we're like, oh my goodness, we can't believe this is happening.
15 years between the two of them, but dad was very recent.
Oh, that's okay. So that's maybe why I'm getting that kind of close feeling. Okay. I got to tell you, for dad being so recent, he is giving me the feeling of like, I am here. I'm ready to rock and roll again. Like I'm doing it. Like, so dad's all about, he loves being with mom. So I am just letting you know, like, he is like, I mean, not that he didn't love being around his family, but it is like, finally, I'm with, like those two, I don't know, you guys, those two are so fun together and they were fun, especially when they were young together, really give me a sense like, dad's just got such a fun sense of humor with him. Just, it's like he doesn't take anything seriously. He just wants to laugh and have fun. And I don't want to say party, but maybe party. He just wants to have a good time, and he really gives me that. I just feel like the loss of mom for him was so difficult. I just feel like he really worked hard on keeping himself together and keeping strong, but it was difficult. Your mom was a bright, beautiful light. She's funny. She was fun. She kept your dad in line, which is not an easy task. No. Your dad is a little all over the place. So she kept him in line. And the thing is, it feels like, the one thing is he's like, kids, have fun. I want you to have fun. And I want you to remember that loving each other is the most important thing. And loving your kids is important. Like, just, don't worry. Don't let yourselves get run away with like bills, like technicalities and bills and financial stuff. And, don't let that get to you. Like, this is about coming together and this is about loving. Okay. And loving one another. Okay. And just know that they're okay. It's interesting. Dad just showed me a tattoo. So I'm not sure if dad had tattoos or somebody got a tattoo for dad, or maybe it's a tattoo for mom, but do we understand a connection to a tattoo?
Yes.
Does dad have a tattoo? I'm curious, first and foremost, would dad have had tattoos?
He has one. Yeah.
Okay. Because he gives me a feeling like, I'm kind of curious if maybe everybody had, or if this tattoo is more than one person, or somebody's getting the tattoo, the same tattoo. There's something here where he's like, hey, we're going to do it too. Or they're doing it too. So have we talked about that? Or is there something happening?
We've talked about the four of us getting something for dad.
Oh, that's okay. So he's acknowledging his. And
most of us have something for, two of the four of us have something for mom.
Okay. First, listen, dad is not going to be shy about this. He loves the idea we're all getting a tattoo for him. He thinks this is a hoot. So he feels like that is super fun. And I feel like for mom shows me a heart. So just know that mom gives me a heart, which is funny because I think the heart was a last caller's sign. Mm-hmm. But mom shows me a heart. So, and there's also a feeling with mom where she's not taking no for an answer. That was really strange how that came out of nowhere. So let me figure out what that is about. I'm not taking no for an answer. Hang on. That was strange because it doesn't. Let me see what that is. I feel like it's much more about, I think like she doesn't, I know you have to grieve and you want your grieving process, but it's like she doesn't want it to hold you back. And I think she's referring to Dad, but she wants you guys to be able to laugh and to be able to celebrate. And it's like, you know, to be able to be joyous with it, to just love. And she's not taking no for it. Like, she doesn't, I think it's like they don't want any wallowing. I don't know. They're just very fun. Like, they want you to just kind of have fun and be fun, you know? The last thing, too, is Dad gives me an inscription. I wonder, did you have something inscribed for Dad after his passing that is next to Mom, with Mom? There's something how they make me feel like they're together. So I'm wondering if you did something in the physical that also brings them together.
He did eventually get remarried, but he is buried next to Mom.
That's what it is. No, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So I feel like, you know, he gives me that feeling of just being home and loving that he's home and loving that he's there, you know? And I feel like, you know, even with the second wife, you know, I think there is, you know, gratitude. I think there's gratitude that he wasn't by himself. I think there's gratitude that she stepped in. And I really feel like Mom sent him. Listen, Dad wasn't going to do so well. Like, Dad, no, he can't put two socks together, Dad. So, you know, I feel like Mom was like, okay, I got to send him someone to kind of keep an eye. And I do feel like this woman loved him very much. Yes. I really do. I think it's very genuine. And so there is a gratitude from both of them for this lady, okay? And just know that. And the last thing here, Michelle, I see your name is an M. Would we have another M name like that we can connect to in the family, in the living room spirit? A Mary or another M name?
My daughter's Michaela.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So again, just kind of giving love to the grandbabies. I think that's just reassurance of giving love to the grandbabies. And look, Miss Michaela, which is funny, you know, isn't Erin the one where I said there's a really unique name? And she's like, no. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think Michaela is kind of unique. And I said MacGyver. I said an M name when I did that. Oh, Erin.
Well, but Cameron is also Michelle's offspring.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me just tell you, it is so interesting because it's 11:11, so just know that that's a number and a sign from one for you. But little Miss Michaela, you're gonna have to keep an eye on her. She is gonna be a little like daredevil, like she is just like gonna be putting herself out there. So just kind of watch her. I think she just has to find her way a little bit.
But does need to find her way. She's just turned 18. So.
Oh, well, when she finds it, though, like she's a handful. So I think you're just going to have to go, okay, we got to keep an eye on this one, okay?
Noted.
All right. Well, lots of love to both of you from your parents. So thank you guys
so much
for joining me. And have a beautiful day, you guys, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Okay, that is super funny. All right, so let us bring one more here. So we are gonna bring on Misty here. So let's bring on Misty. Hi there, Misty. How are you, honey?
I'm well. How are you?
I am well. What can I do for you today?
I was hoping to hear anything from my parents, my mom or my dad.
Okay, we got a lot of loved ones today, so I'm excited to do that, getting them all lined up. You know, Misty, I think what's really interesting is, you know, it's interesting because one of the first things that really come in is how you were, like how, I just want to say how you, I feel like they feel how you were left alone. I don't know. That's the first thing that comes in. So I feel like there's a lot of loneliness that maybe you experience, like you feel like there's nobody in a way. Does that resonate? But because I keep feeling like all they want to do is put their arms around you to say you're not alone and we are with you. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they really share that with me. And they share the sense of where I feel like, you know, you are so independent. Like there's such a sense of independent feeling with you that, you know, so it might be just because of their passing and you were young that you had to kind of learn how to do things on your own. Does that resonate for you? Do you understand that?
Yes.
And so, you know, and I think too, there's it's interesting too would dad have passed before mom? Is that correct? Do we understand that? Just because I feel like dad, and this would have been a little while ago, are we correct? Like you would have been younger. You understand that? Just because they feel like you're not fully understanding what's happening, or you're not fully understanding what's going on at the time. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And dad gives me a feeling where he shares with me that he just gives me the sense like, I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you. Like, I'm really sorry that I wasn't there. Dad really makes me feel like there may have been some struggles with him, Misty. I'm not sure if that connects for you, but do you understand that? That maybe there's some things, I don't know if it's substances or alcohol, but it just gives me the feeling of like, I struggled. I wasn't in a good place. You understand that? I kind of feel like mom also had some struggles as well, but maybe more cigarettes or that sort of thing. Do you understand that with mom? Because she has a hard time putting a cigarette down.
Yep.
So she really gives me that. And I feel like with her, I feel like she really shares with me a feeling of letting you know that, I don't know, there's something where I think she wished she was healthier to be there for you, healthier to be supportive of you. So again, I think you're maybe making yourself dinner, getting yourself ready for things. Like, there's not a lot of support. Let me explain. She wanted to support you. She was there to support you. She just wasn't able to maybe be there for you in the way that you needed. Do you understand that? But they're letting me know now that they're around you like crazy, and they got you. And they kind of show me holding you up under your arms. Like, they each got you and they're there with you, holding you up and saying, you've got this, you're doing this. Okay. And I know that it's not easy for you. And I know that it's been such a struggle of kind of knowing what decisions to make or next best steps, or, almost like believing in yourself. And they're saying, listen, you've got so much potential. We see you. We know you. And I also feel like what's so interesting too is I feel like you are really like going to be like such a loving mom. So do we have babies yet, Misty? Because I feel like they show me you being such an amazing mother.
I have 3 little ones, 10, 7, or 10, 8. Well, she's 7, going to be 8, and 6.
Okay, so just know that it's like, I know that they are a handful. I know it's a lot. I know it's like constantly keeping you busy. But they love that, how present you are with your kids, how you are with them. And it is funny because you are, in a way, you're mom and dad, because you're not, you're there to discipline them too. Like, I feel like you're like, hey, like you're kind of strict with them. And I feel like, though, they give me the feeling of like how you are also very nurturing with them. And I think that's a beautiful thing that they love to recognize, of that you are beautiful and you are with them. Okay. Yeah. So just know that they absolutely are around you. Is there anything you want to ask, Misty? I almost like you're at a bit of a crossroads here, and it makes me feel like there's some things coming up that may call for some difficult decisions, but they keep letting you know that you've got this, that you're doing it, and that I feel like things are absolutely going to work out for you. So try not to be try not to let the stress get to you too much, because, they don't want it to impact your health. They want you to be happy. They want you to be, feeling good. Okay.
Okay.
So just know, but they really, it's interesting. I just feel like your dad just feels like he was his own person. I will tell you that much. He just gives me the sense like, I don't know, I think park rock star or something, because he just gives me the sense of like, he didn't answer to anyone, your dad.
No.
So, and so he really says, don't you take anything from anyone, Misty. I want you to be able to stand up for yourself, which you do. I think you stand up for yourself. You stand up for your kids, but they absolutely let me know that they are with you 100%. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Lots of love, honey, and I'll leave that with you.
Thanks.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody. That is the end of this episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I want to thank you so much for joining in, for being here, and of course, for participating. So again, follow me on Facebook, Colby Rebel Medium. Follow and subscribe and look for your opportunity for free readings on our date night. And thank you so much for our volunteers who stepped in and became such a beautiful part, showing us that our loved ones live on and they're with us very much. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit colbyrebel.com.